Whitey was the butcher. This guy was the dirt of the dirt.
I worshiped the ground that man walked on. I thought he was perfect.
What Bulger lived by was fear. People thought, he's crazy enough, he's gonna do it.
Whitey's just staring at me and just grinding his teeth. He said, I'll kill you. I'll stab you and then I'll kill you. I'm like, holy Jesus.
25 years where Bulger ruled the organized crime world. He was never charged with even a misdemeanor.
97, Primo, D&D, y'all. That's right. I want to speak a little truth about what guns is really about. Cause me being victim of guns, it was an experience of getting closer to God. Come on. Since the day I was young, I had premonitions of an ending to come behind the brow of the next man's gun. It used to be fun when I'm the one doing the clapping. Now I'm facing my death, doing fast breath, no laughing. How can this happen? Holding my chest on the floor, laid up or sprayed up, dreaming to even the score. Bright lights all I saw, my life flashed before me. From a distance I heard a faint voice steady call me. I guess my time is here, suppress my fear, I'm ready. Trying to breathe steady, feeling my legs getting heavy. Lord, don't let me die this young without leaving the sun. The carriage tradition, listen, my life has just become a nightmare flick. Visions of swinging the pool stick, depicted by near death. I turned left and pulled quick, lost control of my mind. Flipped the safety off the 9 and squeezed, chased him down, discharging rounds that fell on my knees. Reached for my heart, feeling my chest getting hot. I got caught, vivid memories on how my gun dropped. Bullets ain't stop, lost all thoughts of me rapping, trying to catch one before I die for self-satisfaction. Get up off my knees, beg the Lord please, picked up the squeeze, dip behind cars, bullet shells hitting the trees. Curse my enemies for being smart enough to take cover, feeling my body shudder as I drop right in front of the boot place. As hot shells hit the cheek of my face, catch a bloody taste, watch my blood leave trace. Hennessy got me tripping, pressed the brew I was sipping, feeling warm blood dripping. I seen them load a second clipping, retreated, I've been defeated. My life is ice like popsicles, open the door, hit the floor of the hospital. It's on,
getting closer to God in a tight situation. Let me be your angel and I'll be your protection. I stop breathing, damn, I see demons.
My heart's racing, a casualty of confrontation, hoping one day I'll awaken, feeling my body start shaking. I've been mistaken, retaliation to come soon, holding my gun wound on the floor of the hospital room. A silent cry for help as I look at the ceiling, my inner feeling telling me to start healing. Not in a million years I would wanna end here, wiping my tears, thinking of my long lost career in this business of rap. Now I'm flat on my back, trying to put in place the face of this enemy cat. Cardiac control, I put a hold on my soul. 22 years old and my life done took us some toll. My body fold for numerous feelings I felt, laying there lonely, watching my homie scream for help. I hear a doctor yelling directions to the meds. Cut open my friends, bring me to the nearest bed, half dead. My inner head screaming, losing my breathing.
Damn, I see demons.
Don't remember the good Krumb, only the bad one. And now I can tell the depths of hell for evils I've done. Can't run, facing my worst of fears, leaving my physical as my spiritual descent steers. But wait, this can't be real. I feel the angel Jabril asking my name, overlooking my blood stain, go chain, easing my pain. For where he came, I don't know, but he's telling me it's not the right time to go. Back on my throat, tube sucking the ooze from my mouth, as nurses run about trying to send me down south. Who shot ya? That's words from the D-Tech and the doctor, before I got flown to Beantown in the helicopter.
Getting closer to God in a tight situation. Let me be your angel and I'll be your protection. I stop breathing, damn, I see demons. Getting closer to God.
I awake with cold feet, feeling weak and can't eat. Seeing homies standing around with no sounds, I can't speak. Cheap hospital clothes and patched up bullet holes got me depressed as I'm looking at my legs and my chest. They patched up 5, lucky that I had survived. Laying in bed with a naked head but alive, recalling the night before, me trying to make sure I was staggering in through the hospital door. Would say then flash to a no mobile respirator, then flash back to me getting respite from my savior. I can't understand it, must been the way that they planned it in my commandment. I'm never taking life for granted, remembering on my knees, begging please don't let my soul get seized. Lost track of my thoughts, cause the DTs came and questioned me, tested me, got secret thoughts of arresting me. Stop stressing me cause ain't no confession, see. Funny ain't it, thought I was back in entertainment, now my image is tainted, cuffed on my crutches for arraignment. Damn.
Now, I wanted to ask you a serious question because, again, I don't like to get too deep on my radio show, but there's a lot of things going on in the world today. Do you mind if we take kind of a political turn and talk about, you know, the young kid that was shot in Ohio versus the affluenza case in Texas? You know what I mean? The differences of what's going on in this world, and how do you feel as a you know, an older gentleman? You know, you've been shot, you've had things go on in your life. Now, stepping back, seeing what's going on with police, with all these cameras that, you know, I'm going to tell you straight up, man, and not to hop on a soapbox or nothing. As a white guy, it's getting a little frustrating to me every other time I see turn on the news to see a white officer shooting a black kid or black, you know, whatever it may be. Well, we went down in South Carolina where the guy got tased and then was running away and then was shot all those times. Or the gentleman in Chicago who's got a knife in his hand, but he gets shot 16 times. All these things is getting frustrating to me. So you, as someone who's lived, you know, as obviously I'm white, you're a person, you know, partially of color. I don't know what percentage. I don't know exactly what your ethnicity is, but I'm assuming that you've run into things. How do you feel today's culture is and going into 2016? What do we need to do to get this right? What needs to be done, man? I know it's not a crystal ball type thing, but can you tell me your feelings on what's going on right now?
Well, the first thing I would say, as far as the movement, because I went to the Million Man March. I went there to show my support, you know, for the children and the people that was being killed. Injustice is a bad thing, period. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what color you are. If there's an injustice that's going on, it needs to be addressed. Okay, so my thing is, like, okay, black lives do matter. Same way as the white lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, like everybody's lives matter, Asian lives matter. It shouldn't take police officers to, you know, do these things to people in the community for you to realize the importance of what life is. Because prior to these situations that's going on, the highest rate as far as like murders that goes on in the black community is other black men. So the only ones that's killing more black men is black men.
That's
so
true.
You know, to talk about a couple of police officers, and I'm not trying to sweep it under the rug and say it's justified. It's not justified because they got to be accountable for their behavior as well. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't take these type of situations for us to understand that we need to be respected as a people. Yeah. You need to respect each other as a people. You know what I'm saying? And then other people will respect you as a people. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, okay, some of these officers are wrong, and some of these officers are really genuinely scared for their life and protecting themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, God knows best. The Most High knows best. Nobody knows what's going on. Some of these kids are doing crimes or whatever they're doing. Some of them are jeopardizing these police officers' lives, and some of them who are innocent and are fleeing the scene and being shot in the back. You know what I'm saying? You know, these police need to be accounted for. They need to have people that's involved in these precincts in investigating their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Just because they have a badge and a gun doesn't mean that they're not involved in criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys could be, you know, have their own agendas using these uniforms to propagate their agenda. But I'm just saying, as far as us as a people, we need to respect ourselves and respect our own people before we ask other people to respect us. When we start respecting each other, then they'll start respecting us, and we become unified. We can challenge what's going on in a better manner.
You know what's crazy is I had the opportunity to meet Papa Wu, you know, and I kind of got familiar with his sons. And you were talking about RZA earlier. That's obviously their blood, you know, ODB in that line over there. And he taught me, yeah, for real. He's a real man. And you know, first of all, I'm not going to lie. He's got mad at me once or twice, and he's told me what he thought of me. But at the end of the day, he treats me like a son. And he's, you know, we from two totally different worlds, me and that man. But what I would tell you is what you said there that I really think is a big thing is that, one, you know, the people in the black community respecting each other and realizing how important their lives are. And if they band together, they're a really strong force, and it shouldn't take, obviously, these crimes, some of them are pretty atrocious too, but the technology's getting there, like the cameras are out. You feel me? Like these guys, the more and more that it is I actually, not to get too far into it, but there's some rappers that I was talking to down in New York, and I got into a pretty good with them because I was telling them, for one of these guys, like is it Tamir Smith? I believe his name is it. That got shot in Ohio. I forget his last name. Tamar. Sorry. He's 12 years old. When they sue, even though the cops aren't going to get anything, they're probably going to get $100 million or something. What would it cost to body camera all these police officers so that we can see a better angle than 300 yards away off some park bench where you can't even see what's going on?
But you know what, Whitey, to be honest with you, it shouldn't even require to monitor their behavior. There is a psychological issue with these police as being placed with these uniforms and being given these guns. They have issues, man. They need, before they become officers, they need to be psychologically investigated to understand, to find out if they have any hidden agendas or they have any underlying racism. Because justice and law is impartial. Yeah. It's impartial. So if you're applying justice and law on the basis of color, then you're not going according to the law or the Constitution. Follow your own law or what you swore yourself in to your position for.
And that is the problem, man. That's the underlying problem is that in the fact that, one person can hide behind 1,000, or 100, or I don't know what the exact percentage is of these people that are doing stuff illegally, but they are. Because, for instance, I have a friend, I don't know if you ever heard of the little local hip-hop rap group from Boston, the Headshots, right? They do shows all around the Middle East and stuff. A kid that was in that group, man, he ended up getting thrown into jail. They had a big thing when I was living out in California. I was kind of following what was going on with them, but there was a lady who was basically passing all the stuff through drug-wise, all these drug cases, and they threw like 5,000 cases out of court. This dude was sitting in Walpole, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yep, you're going home, man." And granted, my homeboy was doing some stuff wrong, but that's how it is. You know what I mean? The state had to basically say, "Oh, sorry, all you guys got to go," because she was definitely cheating on these cases. And that just, it undermines people's trust. It hasn't happened once or twice. And we're just, this is what we know is happening. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how much shit we don't know is happening. And that's where, honestly, for someone like myself, my name's Whitey, homie, to stand up and say, like, yo, there's some shit going wrong. Obviously, I catch a little flack, but bigger picture, I have a child with, my child's mixed. But in addition to that, like, we need to make the world a little bit better place. Not to get all kumbaya on us, but shit's about to pop off, and I'm afraid for where it's going to be, Chicago, whatever it may be, the next time it happens, that a few innocent people get killed, it's getting, I feel like we in this Fox News world where it's like, bing, every 2 seconds, man, and,
But you know what?
Yes, sir.
Look at what happened in Texas with the tornado. Like, the Katrina situation and things like this that happen. Like, whether you believe in a supreme being or you believe in a God or not, when there's, let's say, unsatisfied ancestors or unsatisfied spiritual beings that's upset with what's going on globally, these are the type of things that go on and things that happen. And granted, I don't want to see anything catastrophic happen to this country or any other country in the future. But people need to be more responsible for their behavior, especially when it comes to, like, children getting, like, the Sandy Hook situation, 20 kids getting murdered, the kids overseas, whether Iraq, any of these situations, where it creates a situation where there's an ISIS. These are unsatisfied fathers and brothers and things like that. Things is going on over there in that country, and they're trying to make a point. Like, these things should not be coming to the surface if people appreciate life more and understand that we have to live on this planet together regardless of what color. You have to understand, okay, he's white, he's Asian, he's black, he's this color. Regardless, we got to live on this planet together.
For real.
And it's going to be something catastrophic, unfortunately. There's going to be something, man, like where it's going to be a combined spiritual beings. You know, it's going to be something really that's going to be unfortunate, man, if these people don't get themselves together and understand that we have to live together, man.
I believe everything you're saying, man, and someone like yourself, you know, you're not just a talker. You went to the Million Man March. You also, you know, you're giving back to the community. You're out here on my radio show, Coast to Coast, talking from the heart. So I hope people are listening. And, you know, for me, for example, man, I'm not going to lie. Like, growing up, I'm from Hingham, Massachusetts, man. My father was an airline pilot. I happened to fuck around, and they're like, oh, you're going to school over here, and do. And the way it comes in life is it don't matter where you're from. You can be Bill Gates' kid, but if you fuck around enough, you're going to be out on the street. You feel me? And that's kind of what happened to me, and I learned what really hard life was. And then, you know, to keep myself sober, I've been clean a while. I work in music. I've been, you know, for years. This is what keeps me going. It keeps me away from being a bad person. And, you know, I kind of got aligned with God in my own way. But for, you know, to kind of get the story to where I want to be is my uncle is a white guy, but when he was in prison for a long time in New York and Rikers Island and all throughout New York, he ended up converting to being a Muslim. Totally foreign to me, man. And I can imagine how I would have reacted back in the day. But now, when I went to New York a few years back when I needed to go to rehab, when I first was getting clean, I flew to New York and I stayed in a mosque that he was building in Reflax City in downtown New York overnight myself. You know what I mean? And learned a little bit about it and traveled with him and, you know, how the Muslim community takes care of each other and the misconceptions. I mean, my uncle has, he's straight up about it. He has a beard to his, you know, stomach. He looks like he just came from wherever, you know what I mean? But the appearance isn't the point, but it is the point. How I perceived it and what he was doing was like, oh, that's weird, but actually that's what keeps him straight. You know, that's what keeps him happy, and that's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to get to in personally, a person like you with knowledge of all the things you've been through, man. It's a wealth, and I hope people tap into it by listening to your music, listening to the words, and also reaching out to someone like you. Are you going to be working with younger artists now that you're with Wu-Tang, like putting projects together with them, or are you just focused on what you're doing in pushing this line, not to just bring it right back to music, but, you know, is it future? I know you may be hanging this up. Are you looking to be politically active and try and change the community that way? You know, what exactly is next for you personally?
Well, I just got with my partner, Justice Hype, and we created Mind Power Entertainment. So, like, Justice is like the, the chief executive officer. He's the CEO, and he's running that show as far as with the label. But, you know, I'm very active in helping him, like, you know, land and ground a few of these artists and, like, to develop them. So, you know, we have, like, the Mind Power Entertainment thing going on. You know, and we're focused on, man, like, grabbing these artists, man, and, like, we got a few artists that's young, you know, we're developing, we're getting them together, you know, they got a lot of potential. You know, that's pretty much what we're focusing on, man. Like, I had a good run in this industry, and even if I quit tomorrow, I can say I've learned under the pioneers. That's like learning under, like, Yoda in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, Guru.
Real shit, man. Real shit.
Guru was very respected in the industry, man. Everywhere I went, he was very respected in the industry, man. And, like, I'm really, like, blessed to be able to learn under these brothers, Premier and them. I've seen everybody from Big Pun, like Snoop come through the studio, like Nas, like some of the best and legendary artists come through D&D. And this is where I learned under. So if I quit tomorrow, I can say that I've enjoyed my career and I've learned from the best in this game. But that'd be selfish of me if I don't pass on what I've learned from Guru to some
Real
of these artists out there.
That's dope, man. And I, honestly, it's nice how life kind of comes full circle. Not saying you're anywhere near the end of your life, but when you're moving on and going through steps in life, man, and you become to the point where, okay, this is what's next for me. Obviously, he did that when he started bringing you guys on and doing his thing with you, you know. And he saw how to grow the empire. And people are like that. RZA's like that. You know what I mean? It's not just his movement; it's everyone's movement. And I respect that, man. That's real shit. And obviously, I personally feel just from the 2 songs we're gonna drop on them, the music is top notch. You know, whether or not it's what the girls and everybody are playing in the club today and everything else, I'll be honest with you. There's a totally different sound out there with some of these, you know, chicken heads and everything running around that's going on. But to me, I could walk into a hip-hop club tomorrow and bang out to the 2 tracks that you got, and people should enjoy them. And I'm hoping, obviously, the rest of the album, I'm sure, is just as dope. What's the official release date on that?
We don't have an official. It's all on DJ Intrigue. He has the album. I think we're going to do one more video. I'm prepped to go on tour in March, I believe, with Capadonna. And we're going to get out there, man, and push that album. So somewhere around February, man, we're going to drop the album.
You all going to be at South by Southwest again?
I'm pretty sure we're going to be all over the U.S., my friend.
Well, I'm hoping we run into each other out there because I kind of worked with the Woo Radio last year. I know that Intrigue's over there with those guys, and you know, man, I'm a one-man show, man. And how it is in indie hip hop, you live and you learn. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see those dudes again, and maybe bring you on stage or whoever may be out there on the show that I'm throwing out of South by Southwest, and introduce you to some of the people that I work with, you know, who are probably familiar with your music but never met you personally, because I happen to be on the California side these days.
That'd be a pleasure, man. I love Cali, man. Cali's my favorite spot. I plan on moving out there.
Hell, it's too cold in Boston, bro. My parents still live out there, and my family. I can't do that shit. But I took up a lot of your time, and I really appreciate it. You know, I just have one or two other things. Is there anything you want to tell any of the listeners, people that are out here before we go? Any shout outs that you have, you know, to anyone you want to drop right now?
I just want to say look out for that album, The Key, executive produced by DJ Intrigue. You know, Mind Power Entertainment, man. It's run by or it's ran. Whatever formal way, but it's run by my brother Justice Hype. We're looking for artists, man, so you can hit him up on CEO Mindpower ENT 81 at gmail.com. And we out there, man. Catch us in the hood near you, man. Look out for that album, The Key. Shout out to Whitey Bulger Show. You know what I'm saying? Boston is full effect. Peace to Cali, man. You know what I mean?
All right. I appreciate it. And again, have a happy New Year. I look forward to hearing the rest of the album, man. And you stay safe. I'm sure it's going to get cold. I heard it was like 60 on Christmas. Now it's 20, so it's down to be 0 pretty soon for you guys.
Yeah, it feels like Tibet out here.
Are you just curious? Are you living in the Boston area or the New York area these days, or?
I'm in Worcester, Massachusetts right now.
Worcester, okay. So I'm looking forward to hearing some Boston, some Worcester, some New England and New York artists hitting the man Justin up. He hit me up, man. He's very professional to work with. Obviously, they have a real movement going on. If you're fucking with Wu-Tang Management, I'm telling you, if you're a young artist, reach out to these guys. You never know. You might get a track by DJ Intrigue, Premier, whoever it may be, whatever. Bring that along to you, and it might do something for your career, learn something, and obviously you're a very knowledgeable gentleman, and I appreciate you taking the time out tonight to speak with me, man, and I'll let you go, but you have a great night, all right?
You too, man, Mr. Bulger. Thank you so much, man, and shout out to Cali, my brother.
Hell yeah. Peace in 2016, all right?
That's what it is, man. Bring the new year in right.
Pass me the mic, cause I'm taking over this world. World is yours. 'cause I'm taking over this world.
Put the pen to the pad, I'm writing a new doctrine. Let your rappers know that failure ain't an option. Celebrated, I made it, it's like David. Establishing strength while the rest just sedated. You need to wake up, taking a no-dose. We don't sleep over here from Brooklyn to Soho. Or get lost at a show, one starting to hold that. Man, it feels like 96 rocking a D. Enigmatic, had to grab it in season, cause it's my future with the mind of an abbot. Learning lessons, so it's a sutra. Gripping the pen, spitting the phlegm, ripping your men. Congregating with great minds, a wolf den. Closing my eyes, go further inside. With emotions subside and the true God reside. More clearer, reflecting like a mirror. I possess and contain all that exists when I'm nearer. Universal 9 planets and +1. 5 senses elevating to 6. Now let's discuss Krumb. Mr. Vitruvian, simple divine. Beyond space and its time, using the power of the mind.
Pass me the mic. Pass me the mic. 'Cause I'm taking over this world. World is yours. Pass me the mic. Pass me the mic. 'Cause I'm taking over this world. World is yours.
I see beyond all remedial plans. Don't have to reach with the hand, it's just a pineal gland. Full moon and it's bright. Magnetically attract all the water, I make it rain every night. Ain't no woman feel the presence, pulsating and vibrating along with the essence. See God, just be God, receive same energy that breathe through all humans and trees. Meditation got me calmer, receiving all upon it for Himalayan yogis, the mountain llamas. And I never stop, steam like kettle pots. I use chi, don't have to see the metal pop. Now I'm learning, ain't taking life, it's just preserving. Bless the public with better words, it's like a sermon, like a walking scroll. Now I'm in control, a detrimental emotions that can ruin souls.
Pass me the mic.